in good. I said that in good faith because it said shipping from Hong Kong.
Well, I saw a thing the other day, and made in China labels aren't made in China.
Oh, the irony.
Welcome back to Would John Rather. I've got two important things to say. Number one, shut up. Number two, I didn't drown at download. First case example of now we can actually say that I was there week past. And the pictures they were using of how bad it was are pictures from 2012. Don't trust the media. And number three, because shut up doesn't count. John, are you still on the M1?
No, I'm in my house that I own.
Is your house on the M1?
No.
Right, okay.
I believe I'm not the only John that can say I'm in my home that I've got a mortgage on.
You could say that. I mean, I see it as the world's biggest frame and most expensive frame for my Wi-Fi light bulbs.
For your, what? You bought Wi-Fi light bulbs?
Absolutely.
Oh,
and
you mean
he's got a mortgage and a place to store them.
Yeah,
right.
I took out a mortgage, so I had a place to plug them in.
That no one else had access to.
For a moment, I thought that there was this new invention of light bulbs that were powered by Wi-Fi, which didn't make any sense to me. But I'm with you now. You've got those fancy ones that you can set up that they say on the internet that you should buy green ones and then get an Alexa. And so you can shout, Alexa, intruder alert, and the green light comes flashing on and it just plays Shrek saying, what are you doing in my swamp? On repeat.
I wonder... That does sound like something that I should do.
Our mutual friend who makes the artwork for our podcast, he had me around to his house the other day, and he was showing off his Alexa and was shouting for it to play Gerudo Sandstorm while I was trying to sleep, which was really clever of him, until he also told me that it controlled the lights in his bedroom upstairs as well. So we soon called a truce.
Amazing.
But it's
amazing.
I was watching a YouTube video the other day. So for any of our listeners that do listen to this on loud while they're doing things, you know what's coming. Alexa, play Gerudo Sandstorm. Because apparently that does work.
Amazing.
Have you seen the triangle where someone gets Google Assistant, Siri, and Alexa? And they say, hey Alexa, play note number 1. So Alexa goes, okay Google, play number 2. And then Google goes, hey Siri, play note number 1. And it just goes around in a big circle and they just talk to each other. Like mindless, stupid robots.
Kind of like us lot when we've all had a drink.
Or when we're just doing this podcast.
Or when we're doing this podcast, yeah. No drinks needed.
Just saying their own thing regardless of what the other person says.
Speaking of which, shall we dive right in?
Yeah, sounds good to me. Is it yourself asking questions?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, let's get the questions over and done with so you can go play with your light bulbs. Please, after we finish recording, don't give it to everyone, but can you give me your password and I'll download the app and I can just control your lights every now and then so you know I'm thinking about you.
At 4 in the morning.
No, I wouldn't do it at 4 in the morning. I am not the man I once was.
3 in the morning.
I'll think about it.
Thank you. I mean, you can always change the password.
That's true.
You could always not give it to him.
Would you rather?
Would
you rather?
Okay.
So we're doing this.
I'm sorry, our podcast is getting in the way of you stealing John's Wi-Fi password and changing his light settings.
Well, I'm just curious to know if I could do it from this far away. He could change the password to something different, so he doesn't have to change it from what he already knows it as. Pretty fly for a Wi-Fi or whatever the cool kids are calling it.
In my old house, it was called Ye Old Internet. I haven't had a chance to update it here, so it's just something completely nonsensical.
I bought a house for my Wi-Fi. Did. Question 1.
Would you rather have to eat half a can of chickpeas with every meal or half a pint of milk with every drink?
Half a pint of milk with every drink. Do you want to know why?
Yes.
Because I don't like chickpeas. Next question.
You've got to persuade me that that's the right option, though.
I mean, the best thing that's come from chickpeas is hummus or falafel. Which there's certain
Taco dal. Oh
there's-
my god, I love
there's-
taco dal.
pitfalls that come with hummus. Number one, because people don't pronounce it correctly, but nothing says winner like chocolate milk.
I love hummus. Chocolate milk's good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, chocolate milk is good if you're 7.
Chocolate milk is good no matter what age you are. If you don't like chocolate milk, then your inner child is dead.
No, I was always more of a fan of strawberry milk. Strawberry milk was my favourite.
What sort of a person picks chickpeas over chocolate milk?
Someone who didn't get a fucking option.
Well, that just sounds really sad. And that you have the option this time, John, and you're still going with chickpeas. You're part of the problem. Be part of the solution.
If I'm going out to the pub and I want to have a couple of jars, I really don't want to be mixing if I'm going to go for an amaretto sour or something with like a good amount of lemon juice in it with half a pint of milk. And then because that's going to curdle and that's not going to sit too well after a few of them. And then if I'm having a few jars of beer, for every 1 pint of beer I have, I've got to have half a pint of milk.
Well,
I'm going to be absolutely Harry Toppers full of fluid in no time, and I'll be spending all the night urinating. And do you know how weird and awkward it's going to be going to the bar and be like, yep, can I have 3 pints of Stella and 1.5 pints of milk, please?
see, you're drinking in the wrong pubs because every single pub and bar that I frequent, and as you know, I like a drink, but they've all got a BYOM policy.
Bring your own milk policy.
Yeah.
Since when? Since you've started drinking chocolate milk at pubs and they've stopped serving it.
But I think you would just change your approach to it. You would just say, well, you know what, today I'm going to have one of those.
Please can I have a coffee with no coffee in it and half a pint of milk and no sugars.
I'll have a shot of Bailey's, a shot of Kahlua, a shot of Tia Maria with half a pint of milk and a scoop of ice cream.
That's 3 drinks. That's 3 half pints of milk.
No. That's 3 shots. If you've had a Long Island iced tea, how many drinks have you had, John? You have had 1 drink.
But you said you were ordering them. You said, can I have 1 shot of this, 1 shot of this?
I would
can I have 1 measure in this glass, please? So you need to rephrase what you're asking for.
And your argument earlier, I like cider. Excuse me, barkeep, can I please have your largest bucket of cider, please? That is still 1 drink.
Oh, okay. You were telling me I need to rethink my approach. I don't think I want to go to an establishment that serves cider by the bucketful.
I mean, have you never had a Stein? You've never been to a place that's got a Stein? You've gone, oh, you know what's better than 1 pint? 2.5.
No, I unfortunately have not done any Oktoberfesty type of activities.
You've never had a Stein?
I have a Stein in my cupboard, but I've never been to somewhere that serves Steins.
And going back to your one a minute with the chickpeas, this is with every meal. Nothing like a side of chickpeas with your breakfast cereal.
Well, you don't have to have cereal. You can have curry for breakfast. And we all know who likes curry for every meal.
Not for every meal, because otherwise he's an adult, he'd have it for every meal. For example, for dinner tonight, I had a very large slice of chocolate cake because it's been one of those days. As an adult, you can have literally whatever you want whenever you want it, if you can afford it, which John's just bought.
If you can afford it and you have zero regard for your body.
And magic light bulbs, he can afford curry for every meal if he wants it.
There's also a practicality thing and looking after himself. Because I like chocolate cake more than I like Frosties. But I know that if I eat nothing but chocolate cake for breakfast every day, my teeth are going to fall out.
Do you know what? It's not your teeth from falling out there, John. Lots of calcium. Lots and lots of calcium.
Calcium's good for your bones.
If you drank half a pint of milk every time you had a drink, you'd have teeth growing on your teeth.
No one wants that.
Sharks do.
Yes, no, they have teeth growing behind their teeth, and they constantly grow through. I'm a human being. My mouth is designed for that many teeth.
I mean, it depends what angle you come from. On, behind, in front. There's still teeth growing on top of teeth.
If we're moving on to sort of health benefits, I happen to know that chickpeas have more protein per gram than steak.
There we go. I'm going to eat hummus and I'm going to get hench. Whereas, are you going to want to have full fat or skimmed milk with your meals? Sorry, your drinks.
Full fat, of course.
So you're going to turn into a very, very, very large chap with very high cholesterol
Yes.
drinking full fat constantly.
Yes.
Well,
but...
no, that's fine for you. But if I did that, I'd be morbidly obese within a month.
Well, I mean, I guess if I'm thinking long term, then I'd probably go semi-skimmed. I'm not going for skimmed milk because that's just water that's lying about being milk.
White water, yeah.
And do you want to know? Do you want to know what the best? Do you know what the difference or the main difference between chickpeas and baked beans are?
Tomato sauce.
Nope, I wouldn't pay £50 to have a baked bean on me.
That's so grim.
I love milkshakes too much to give up. No, I know I don't have to give up milk, but if I was told every time I had something to drink I could have a milkshake chaser,
But it's not a milkshake chaser. It's just half a pint of milk. So you need to carry a box of Nesquik with you every single place you went.
Okay, and so
to drink.
Do any of you work with people that take their own coffee to work or take their own tea bags to work because they like their own coffee and the office coffee isn't brilliant? Do you know what I have living at work?
Your own milk?
A tub of Nesquik, because I can have as much milk as I want at work, because everybody else does with their tea and coffee. So when I fancy a drink, I'm just going to make myself up a little milkshake. And everyone goes, "You having a milkshake, Matt?" And I go, "Yeah." But actually they don't. They go, "Are you having a tea?" And I go, No. I'm having a Nesquik.
Much better.
Yeah. They go, "Are you a 30-year-old man?" And I go, "Yep, living the fucking dream." So you should meet my mate. He works with planes and every day has taken a tin of chickpeas.
So when you're out and about and you've gone out to a new city that you've never been to before, and you go, "I really fancy a drink," and you go to a vending machine and you get really disappointed because they haven't got a carton of milk available.
I'd be ready. I'd keep a Purgle in me backpack at all times.
You know what might be even more useful? Just having a cow with you.
And to be fair, when's the last time you went out for a meal with me? If they sell milkshakes, I always get myself a pint or a cocktail and a milkshake. And if possible, both at the same time, like in TGI's.
Yeah, I was going to say last time I ate out with you was TGI Fridays, where you had a mudslide for your birthday and you wore a balloon hat and you looked so happy.
For breakfast on my birthday.
Those are some happy memories.
John. We're not trying to justify your life choices, Matt. We're trying to persuade John here. And I think between Taco Dal and hummus, I don't think I've got to do too much more campaigning because hummus is a very flexible dish you can combine with caramelized onions, roasted peppers, garlic. You can do loads of different things with it.
Yeah, you do, but also that amount of chickpeas, the amount of chickpeas that you have to eat with every meal means you're eating less of the rest of your meal. And the only time anybody ever drinks that much is when they're putting bad substances into their body. So it's win-win for me because even if I didn't get to mix it with chocolate powder or anything like that, and I've got to drink this milk at the same time that I'm drinking alcohol or drinking tea or coffee,
you said you're only mixing it with chocolate.
They're all substances that are bad for you. There is plenty of food that's good for you, and I'm sure John would agree, even if he's not in the mood for a curry. Let's say he's having a Chinese. He wants all of the Chinese, not some of the Chinese and some chickpeas, no matter which way you slice them.
Okay, John, you're a particular fan of Scotch, right?
Yeah.
You like to taste the flavour in the Scotch. Imagine having your palate completely washed away with a big glass of milk and having the inside of your mouth coated with, like, as much as it is quite nice, luxurious fatty milk feel.
See,
and then
but
you move on to eating Scotch, your palate will be tainted.
Easy
fix. Like eating a massive clove of garlic before you drink wine.
It's just planning ahead because John would go, you know what, tonight I was planning on having 4 or 5 Scotches. Now, according to the rules that I set out in my question, if I pour myself a single measure of Scotch, I have to have a glass of milk with it. If I pour myself a tumbler full to the brim of Scotch, I still only have to have 1 glass of milk with it.
But we're talking about for when John goes to whiskey tastings and he's going to try 6 or 7.
But at what point does tasting become a drink?
Milk.
At what point does a tasting become a drink? Are we saying that every time you're cooking you have a little spoonful to taste that it's right, you have to have half a tin of chickpeas? No. So if you went to a whiskey tasting...
It is the same meal.
So if I cook a curry tonight... How about when I cook the 9 lasagna? We'll use that one. Is that if I eat 9 of those on 9 different days, is that the same meal?
Well, no, because it's 9 different portions.
But what about that tasty you had when you were making it? Because that was a different size portion to what you're going to have for dinner.
But it's eventually going to be the same thing, and you're going to eat that as it is.
Yeah, so my 9 lasagnas, it's the same meal, but on your logic. The only problem is I've had them at different times.
You know what, Matt? You should be an insurance salesman. Because when people come to you going, "Oh no, my house has been flooded," you'll go, "Loophole section 3B, act of God. Yeah, you have to go down the road and catch a floating sofa because I'm not paying out."
Yeah, but here's a glass of milk for your troubles.
Oh.
I mean, it's not down to me to make the decision. I just think there's, whether or not you like loopholes or not, loopholes exist for a reason, and there's a lot more loopholes when it comes to having to drink this glass of milk than it does come with a meal. And John does like his food and his drink, but he could very easily turn his night of drinking into one drink. So he only has to have that one glass of milk, which I'm betting after a night of drinking is probably going to settle your stomach down so you feel quite nice in the morning. It's one of the old tricks you're supposed to do.
Is it?
Well, I think you're supposed to have a glass of milk before you start drinking and a glass of milk after. But
you're not sure because it sounds like you're making it up just to win the argument.
No. But
I heard half a can of chickpeas. Half a can of chickpeas gives you superpowers. I'm just saying I heard it somewhere once.
Yeah, but that's too much. That's too much pressure. If every single meal you've got to have half a tin of chickpeas, you'd have so many superpowers.
Because we haven't clarified how big a tin is. If it's half a tin, you can have one of the, the little tiny Cokes, the 150ml bottles, 150ml cans of Coke. I'm sure somewhere in the world they do small cans of chickpeas. So you can half of one of those. That's about 8 chickpeas in one
After his
can.
meal, he's got to have a chickpea chaser.
Yeah. Whereas your metric is half a pint, and it will always be half a pint.
Well,
The
metric or imperial, but there's not much difference.
Yeah.
What? And does it matter what sort of milk I have, John? Is it cow's milk? Could it be goat's? Could it be, I don't know, breast?
No, I don't really care.
Oh, okay. I bet when you thought of this question, you didn't think it'd be the thing that we've argued most about in over a year.
No, and it's actually really difficult. You know what? This is why I don't like asking questions, because I hate to let both of you down.
Both of us down? Is this where you tell us you don't like chickpeas or milk?
Well, I like both of them.
If you get in a real tough spot, just declare Ross Kemp the winner and move on before we can start. I think I've done that.
What would Ross Kemp do? And
this is Ross Kemp on dairy farms.
I punched out a cow. Now I'm going to eat some chickpeas.
I think on balance, he probably, because of the amount of protein in chickpeas, I think he probably would go for a chickpea.
Really?
And I did look, don't make this more difficult for me than it already is.
Matt, you have to admit they are a little bit more versatile than having chocolate or strawberry flavouring poured into it.
Yeah, I mean, I do like milkshake, but I
brings all the boys to the yards.
I was going to use that for my outro.
I also, I quite liked the initial. I probably could have called it after a minute when John said, "Well, there's all these different options. There's falafel and there's tarkadal and there's hummus." So okay, yeah, I like all those things.
Is that the 3?
Yeah, those are. I could last a very long time only eating those 3 things. But anyway, like I said, don't make it any harder than it needs to be. I've called it for chickpeas.
Yeah, Matt, he's not called it as a win for me. He's called it a win for chickpeas. I think we can both morally agree that John has not disrespected our feelings in any way.
I mean, we're all entitled to our opinion, and I can accept defeat graciously. I hate chickpeas, anything to do with them. I don't like hummus. I don't like falafel. I used to have to make it in the restaurant I worked in.
That's a real shame.
I know, and I really like milkshakes.
So what do we do now? Do we do our recommendation of the week now?
I mean, I guess our recommendation of the week is, if you follow your heart and truly believe in something, John will tell you it's wrong.
He told me chickpeas were amazing, so I'm quite happy with that. I think we should just go with the recommendation of milkshakes are overrated.
No, because let's. I mean, you
No,
were
they're
arguing
not.
it for
No.
the you were arguing it
No,
for the
they're not.
case, but let's not be silly.
Yeah, so
Well,
sorry.
I've got a suggestion which I've discovered this evening. Unless anyone else would like to go for one,
No, you go.
I turned on my Nintendo Switch for the first time in Lord knows how long, and it popped up with a notification that there was a free game I could download, and it's called Tetris 99. And essentially, you play a game of Tetris with 98 other people online, and whoever lives for long enough wins. And I was never the biggest fan of Tetris, but this competitive side of it really brings out a whole new edge, and it's fucking amazing.
Do you remember playing
And it's
Tricky
free.
Towers
Yeah.
with me, Mark, and was it Doig?
I think
Someone else?
I think it was Doig
We all played Tricky Towers for like 2 hours, like one evening, and there was
screaming at each
so
other.
much screaming involved. Yeah, screaming at ourselves, screaming at each other, screaming just so much screaming.
Well, there you have it, folks. Our recommendation of the week is Tetris
Screaming.
99.
Oh, Tetris 99, cool.
Would you like a second question?
But it's free.
Would you rather have opaque skin or a luminous skin?
Illuminous
Opaque
skin.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, illuminous skin means that it shines. Yes?
Yeah, luminous.
Yeah. Or opaque skin that's a bit see-through.
Yeah.
Wait. No, opaque is... It is opaque, is where it's not see-through.
Oh no, yeah, I know. Opaque.
Yeah, so would you rather
Yeah.
have normal skin or shiny skin?
Oh no, I thought. Oh,
Yeah, I
know.
got mixed up.
transparent skin.
Because you have
John,
transparent,
Can I have transparent?
translucent, or opaque. Opaque means you can't see through it.
God damn.
John,
John,
have you
can I have
took-
transparent skin?
Yeah,
Is that what you meant?
I think that's probably what I meant.
Well, there you have it, folks. John is wrong, therefore milk is better than chickpeas.
No, he didn't say he was wrong about that.
To be
Anyway, I
fair,
would-
it took both of us a
Chickpeas
second as well, so is that what you meant, or did you mean opaque?
I didn't even say opaque.
What did you say?
I said transparent.
You know I'm recording this, right? So when I come back to it, if you're wrong,
Have opaque skin or a luminous skin?
and now...
Well, I'll take transparent skin.
You just heard it wrong.
Oh, okay.
On the recording, you heard it wrong.
And you heard it wrong just now when you rewound it and went, no, I was right.
I heard that
You
wrong
just-
as well.
You just have a condition.
Classic Matt, always hearing what he wants to hear.
We're
Well,
going to ignore the fact that I heard it as well.
Would rather have luminous skin because I like shiny things.
I would rather have transparent skin. I just want to know what's going on in there. Like, after you go for like a good workout, like, does your muscle fiber like change in its appearance, in its makeup? Do you see like increased blood flow to the area? I just want to see what's going on. I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah, to a certain extent it'd be really cool until you watch your food being digested and turning into poop.
No, because that's your organs. This is just the skin being transparent. Otherwise, I'd be the invisible man. So
Okay.
this is just the
Oh,
the dirt.
so you'd almost be like, do you remember Inside
Attack
Out
on
Boy
Titan.
from Nickelodeon?
Yes, I was going to go with Attack on Titan.
Oh, okay. I just show my age there, even though I'm younger than you. God, that was a long time ago.
Yep.
He swung too hard on the swing, didn't he?
And turned inside out.
Yeah.
Are there any practical benefits to having transparent or luminous skin?
Yeah, I wouldn't need to spend like £100 on light bulbs that were powered by Wi-Fi, because I wouldn't need light bulbs at all if I had luminous skin. I'd be absolutely well popular at festivals and raves. I'd be a hit with moths.
Yeah, that's what I did want to go for. I didn't want to go for luminous because I've got to walk the dog at night. As handy as admitted my own light would be, I'd just be absolutely bombarded by moths and mosquitoes.
You could be king of the moths.
I hate moths.
Oh, but they
And you
just
could do the
got
thing where you like
butterflies.
let it crawl out your mouth.
Yeah, I hate butterflies too. They're just colourful moths.
Hippie
Just
moths.
day moths.
Day
No
moth.
one likes day moth.
Fighter of the night moth. Oh no. I feel like I've shot myself in the foot with the moth comment.
Well, I like moths, so don't let that put you down too much. I was just thinking, if you injure yourself, it's quite easy to see what's going on. You can look at how gnarly a bruise was from like 3 layers deep. As we already said, that bruises are not as good as cuts. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So luminous skin, you're always going to be able to see and where you are. I mean, that's going to be
I'd
quite
worry
useful on a
I mean,
bike.
I'm not gonna get a job for like the SAS with luminous skin, but I could be a superhero called the Human Glow Stick.
and guide hippies and ravers back to their tents.
Yeah, like the Pied Piper of Pillheads.
I'd worry that like the skin over my eyes would be luminous, and I would
Oh,
be
you
able to
wouldn't
go
be
to
able to
sleep.
close your eyes, John. You'd be able to see straight through your eyelids.
That'd be amazing. I'd never miss anything.
No,
I could be a woodworker and just close my eyes and not get splinters in my eyes.
yeah, until you want to go to sleep. That'd be like having no
Actually-
eyelids at all.
Especially if you were sleeping next to Matt in the same room.
Again. That would be incredible. Thing is, I've got blackout blinds and a blackout curtain in my bedroom, so it doesn't matter if my eyes are open or closed. The room is completely pitch black. And in the mornings when I go camping, the light comes up. It's almost like I've got my eyes open anyway because the tent is so light, it's not blackout. So I tend to wake up about 5 in the morning when the sun comes up. So I think whether I've got see-through eyelids or not, I think I'm going to have to invest in one of those night masks that
Yeah.
just blacks everything out. I think that's something I'm going to have to do. So having see-through eyelids does not make an awful lot of difference to me.
I think
Whereas having glowing, like luminous eyelids would screw my body clock, something chronic.
I think if I was luminous, then I think the only natural progression and what I would have to do is rent myself out to orgies, strip down naked, and be a human chandelier for like sexy rich people parties. You know, like you see like where people eat like sushi off of naked women and all of that malarkey that people get up to. There's just me, luminous, swing. We've not even spoken about the fact that I would have a glowing penis and scrotum. Let's skip straight past that one because there's 20 minutes there, and I'm sure that we've already hit about half an hour so far. But
And your head already looks like a light bulb.
I could.
Okay.
I could wrap most of
decided...
wait. I could wrap most of my body up apart from my finger and do a really good ET impression at Halloween.
Oh yeah, no, I think that's good. I'm gonna go for luminous skin.
Yeah.
I don't get a retort to ET.
I was no.
I was going to go into a secondary school, take my shirt off, and sit on a countertop. So the kids walk through and go, "Oh look, that's one of those anatomically correct," and then I just go, "Bah!" and scare the shit out.
So
that's also quite good. But I think that does sort of lend itself to my reasoning, my rationale for why I think luminous skin would probably be better. Because although there would be moments when having transparent skin would be quite cool, quite helpful, I think if you had to have a lifetime of it, I think people would always be quite impressed and amazed and have quite a positive reaction to having luminous skin.
No, what they're going to do is ask him if he does guided tours around Chernobyl.
Whereas transparent skin, I think
freak people out if they didn't know.
Yeah, the majority of the time people are going to be a bit grossed out. And I think if every time you met people, they're grossed out, like I think it would start to affect your mood, and you'd get quite depressed, I think.
Yeah, people.
Yeah, I was trying to sway you, and I thought you don't like people coming near you, so I thought transparent skin would keep people away. Having a luminous skin, you'd also be like a light bulb to moths, luminous person to other human beings. And
yeah, but it's just your skin. All we need to do, exactly like when we're in Norway, wrap up in my thermals, put on my socks and shoes. Like how much of my skin actually you regularly shows. As long as I've got balaclava on, bosh, sorted, gloves on.
As long as I've got a balaclava on. Equal amounts of coverage.
Yeah, but I'd only have to wear a balaclava at night because if moths came out during the day, they'd all fly towards the sun.
They're called butterflies. Butterflies come out during the day and they're attracted to bright flowers.
Exactly.
Anyway, like I said for the first question, please, you know how much I hate letting you down.
It's all right. You've redeemed yourself because now I get to be king of the moths, the orgy chandelier boy.
Wait. I've got one really important question. What colour are you glowing, Matthew?
A pale White. Like fairy lights.
A pale white.
Not a sharp.
Not
like
a deep white. A pale white.
A warm white.
Okay, a warm white.
Yeah. Not a yellow. A white.
46K? Is that what it is?
I don't know. All I know is we've got different types of candles and fairy lights and things at work, and I know the exact type that I can think of in my head. But a warm white.
Over this audio media, you paint a beautiful picture, Matthew.
Yeah, and I could get some of that colourful cling film that we used to use in like preschool, wrap my skin with that, and then I'd change the colour that it comes out as.
So you'd be like some sort of human stained glass window.
Yeah.
You said that very defensively, like I wasn't allowed to challenge you on that.
No, because like you said it almost as an insult, and I think that'd be really cool.
I know, just do clear aspiration, human stained glass window. You're like, yeah. What?
Matt's coming around for a curry tonight. What colour's his face going to be shining this time? Oh, he's gone for deep blue.
So when you cover yourself in different stained glass window gels, if you roll down a hill and record yourself, would it be like watching a human kaleidoscope?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes, that's exactly.
I don't feel so bad about losing. I think there's a lot more applications for being luminous.
On balance, I felt the same.
If we teamed up as well, John, if we turned out all the lights in a room, I could stand behind you and then I would just illuminate your body and we'd be brilliant for like science lessons.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
Matt wins!
Matt wins.
King of the Moths.
Why did you let him win?
Right, let's move on. Would you rather have legs made of chocolate or legs made of jelly?
Well, that's
Legs
difficult
made of
because I
chocolate.
definitely eat both. I mean,
Legs made of chocolate. Easy.
Why?
Because even if you're scared, people wouldn't know it. If you had jelly legs, you'd have wibbly wobbly legs, and people would think you were a bit nervous, a bit cowardly.
I mean, either way, I'm eating them. So
Either way, if you go to the equator, you're going to end up as a torso on the floor because they're going to melt.
yeah, as soon as we get to a slightly warm day, we both haven't got any legs anymore. So why even bother trying? I'm just going to eat them.
Wait, have you picked one? Or are you just saying I'm going to eat both of my own sets of legs?
Whichever one I picked. I mean, I have to pick jelly because you already picked chocolate. But if I get to pick the flavour, then I'd have a nice, refreshing apple jelly, and I'd sit there and I would invite my loved ones over and say, come dine on my legs. This is the finest human-made jelly you have ever had. Like royal jelly, like bees make. It'd be the best jelly ever. I mean, John's already
Jump it a bit, mate.
John's already suggested that the best chocolate you can get is that salted caramel lint or whatever it was. What was it?
It was roasted hazelnut.
Roasted hazelnut chocolate. So, I mean, he's already stated that's the best, but we've never stated what the best jelly is. Oh shit, we have spoken about jelly on the podcast.
Yeah, we have, because you've gone about your apple jelly you used to sell in Florida.
Yeah, and it wasn't in Florida, unless I said that, at which point I was lying in the past. Sorry, because it was at a hotel I used to work at in England. But yeah, we were talking about drowning in a bath full of jelly. Oh, that seems like a long time ago. But yeah, this time I don't have to drown in a bath full of jelly. I can just dine on my own legs. And to be honest, jelly is one of those foods that people very rarely eat, but everybody likes.
Like Kit Kats. We were discussing that earlier this week at work. Kit Kats are amazingly underrated. If you get a Kit Kat from, I don't know, like a meal deal or something, you eat the Kit Kat and you think, oh, these are really good. Why don't I eat them more often? It's because you're caught by the lure of a Star Bar or a Snickers or maybe like a special edition Kit Kat Chunky. All the packaging is a lot more flashy than the humble Kit Kat, but the humble Kit Kat is a very, very good little chocolate bar snack.
It isn't as good as it used to be because you can no longer do the thing with the foil. You know what I mean by the thing with the foil?
True.
That I think
I have discovered with it. You can bite off either of the chocolatey ends of it and then use the wafer bit as a straw to suck up tea or coffee, and that's
suck up my half pint of milk I have to have after every pint of cider.
Yep.
So you're saying that your legs are made of Kit Kat?
I wouldn't mind if they made a Kit Kat. I think people would judge me and be like, oh, Kit Kat is not quite as good as a Crunchy. And then you go, bite my shin. And they go, oh, okay. And they do it and they go, actually.
And then when your leg snaps in half and everyone laughs, you can just go, just taking a break.
Yeah.
Way.
I'm just imagining I'm just imagining like my shins and my calves and my femurs are all made of like Kit Kat chunkies, and my toes are made of individual little Kit Kat fingers, all the metatarsals.
I just think that either way, let's be frank, you've got a finite amount of time with these legs. So actually using them as legs, I know you do. You've got a finite amount of time of you actually using these as legs, and to pretend otherwise is foolish. We've kind of agreed that.
It is.
And chocolate is just more readily available than jelly. When's the last time anyone had chocolate? I guarantee it's probably for all three of us today.
Yeah. But speaking as an adult who could do anything they want, anytime they want, why don't you make jelly more often, Matt, if you think jelly is so amazing?
Because I save it for a treat, like when my legs miraculously get turned to jelly. It's not as convenient.
You don't need to save it as a treat, though.
It's not as convenient.
Because as you can always tell me, you can have whatever you want whenever you want. That is one of your favourite arguments as to why I don't have cheesecake for breakfast.
Every single shop in the country, by about maybe 4, has chocolate in it. Even like phone shops and coffee shops now sell chocolate. How many places sell jelly? Only really supermarkets. And you've either got to make it yourself or they sell those little tubs. And it's just not as readily...
Awful. Let's admit, the tubs are awful. If you've got to set jelly at room temperature, it's not even good jelly.
Exactly. So to have jelly is a treat, and it's a special occasion. It's a 5-year-old's birthday party that you've broken into with your moth army and stolen the jelly and ice cream to enjoy.
Yeah, but I like jelly and ice cream. Have you got one like one arm that's made of ice cream and 2 legs that are made of jelly?
I'm sure that I could order some ice cream online, or ask a friend who I've asked to come and join me with my jelly legs for dinner if they could pick up some ice cream.
Imagine how popular I'd be if we had a coffee morning. Just invite people over. I just go to like a local little cafe and we all sit down and have a chat. And I sit down and across my legs and I break off my shin and go, "Do you fancy a bit of Kit Kat?" I'd be really, really popular really quickly.
I think everybody would run out of the coffee shop screaming.
Yeah, quite possibly.
I think you need to preface that with oh, by the way, my legs are made of Kit Kat. You couldn't just snap off some of your leg and go, do you want some leg? Go on, have some leg.
If you've got jelly legs, everyone's going to have to come to you.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to do everything you can to sit in a bath or lie in your house with cling film, because jelly will pick up any bits of fluff.
Do you think
cat hair or beard stubble that just happen to be on your floor? So your legs are going to get contaminated pretty quickly.
Do you think that jelly legs is a bit like being a slug, or what?
You're going to leave
worm? I was going to no, more like a worm. Don't worms like regenerate their tails if they get cut off? Do jelly legs regenerate?
Regenerate?
Is that yeah. Do they regenerate?
I mean, if they do, then that's brilliant.
And that's not bad, because my British Tottenham legs.
Kit Kat legs don't.
Giving him like.
Yeah, but here's the trade-off, because you've got Kit Kat legs, you've got 4 of them. You're like a chocolate centaur.
Oh man, a chocolate centaur. Oh, I'd be beautiful. I'd have more than just one woman licking my legs.
Weirdly, I think Matt just won it for chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate centaur.
It's so fucking majestic.
A chocolate centaur just sounds awesome. And the other thing John also said was about getting cat hair on your jelly legs.
Yeah,
not very appetizing anymore. Whereas, chocolate legs, I think chocolate can fall on the floor and I still eat it.
And let's be honest, if he's got 4 Kit Kat legs, they're going to be wrapped in foil, aren't they?
Probably. I guess so.
Foiled again. There I am, stealing a joke from Question Asker John from circa 2006, maybe? 2005?
So, around.
That's tinfoil, man.
Yeah.
Around then. So, well done, Matt, for winning it for John.
I mean, you're welcome.
I thought I'd lost it when you said your legs are going to go re-jelly-late. I was like, God damn, I can't compete with that. That is a pun, and it's going to be like the "I'm immortal till I die" thing again.
Immortal till I die.
And that was that you had lobster flavour jelly.
Ooh. Yeah. No, I think when by the time it got to that final question, it was so narrow what could be different about it, because you just eat your legs and just have to get a wheelchair after that. I mean, that's what other choice have you got in that scenario? But I was so tired from our prior two arguments.
Well, thank you for giving it all that you had, and
Very
then
well,
winning for me, because
Yeah.
I was running out as well. I was putting in the effort.
Flagging. Oh, and I liked how we didn't get too aggressive. It's we've come a long way since spaghetti hair.
Oh. Sorry, I'm having flashbacks.
PTSD. Fucking Italian seagulls. Well, thank you very much. This has been insightful. I've come to some conclusions that and made some discoveries about all of us that I didn't know. Mostly that John doesn't know, like, Key Stage 2 science, but...
You just heard it wrong.
You heard it wrong.
I heard it wrong. Well, thanks everybody for listening to Would John Rather. These have been John's, and I have not. Toodaloo.
Why should you have to do 2 jobs?
Exactly.
To feed my family. Oh no, wait, you were speaking existentially.
You don't work 2 jobs, do you?
No. I don't have enough time to work 2 jobs. My one lame job is taking up my time.